Hey everybody, we're back with Skies of Arcadia for the original Dreamcast, as redeemed by Bane, one of our moderators. We currently have several games, RPGs for redemption in the points rewards, and the first one that was redeemed was Skies of Arcadia playthrough on the Dreamcast. I've never done this before. I've only ever played Legends on GameCube. I've never done the original, and we did the Legends version earlier this year, and now we're wrapping up the year with the Dreamcast original. Got the Striker DC with the VMU. If you can see in the VMU, the Skies of Arcadia picture. It's a green VMU, which is why you can't see the VMU. But yeah, hopefully this should be pretty good. How you doing, Teak? Merry Boxing Day. Which I believe is not something Americans say. Like, Boxing Day isn't something in America. Reset this camera after doing the close-up. Excuse me. There we go. Yes, Skies of Arcadia. Maybe the Canadians do it. That's fair enough. How you doing today, Teak? I saw your Christmas summary on your Discord. Yeah, we did the GameCube port, Skies of Arcadia Legends, earlier this year. It was a lot of fun. It's probably still my favourite game we've ever streamed. The only real reason to ever do the Dreamcast version over Legends is for the soundtrack, though. Legends is a better version in almost every respect, except for the music. Or I think just the sound. It's been a while since I took a nap. A nap would probably be a good thing. I'm glad you're doing good, Zeke. There is actually a side benefit of doing Skies of Arcadia on Dreamcast rather than GameCube, and that's just the visual quality of it. Because we're outputting this through VGA, this is just a solid 480p, whereas the GameCube version is 480i. I think it's most notable with the text. The text looks a lot cleaner than it does on GameCube. But again, that's not because of the game, it's because of the visual output. Hey Oxiden, how you doing, buddy? Yeah. That is something we're gonna have to get into. One of the main reasons to not do the Dreamcast version is Skies of Arcadia on Dreamcast is legendary for its super high battle rate, encounter rate, which was toned down for the GameCube version. The GameCube version toned down the encounter rate and increased the XP output per battle to compensate. And some people still say that the GameCube version's battle rate is too high. So I imagine how this is going to go. Yeah, this is going to be our Saturday game for a while now. If you want a comparison between this and the GameCube version, our buddy Chansum is currently playing through Legends on GameCube for the first time. You'll be able to do a comparison pretty easily between the two versions like that. Good stream. Chansom's good, dude. I like Chansom. Alright, what are the buttons for this on Dreamcast? GameCube is Y to switch moonstones. It is X here. Is it? No, it's Y. This is the Xbox layout. I always forget the Dreamcast has basically the same button layout as the Xbox. So it is Y here, the top button. We'll go with green. It would be a good idea to get Sakuri as soon as possible. And A is cancel. Is it? No, it's B. Alright. Rock and roll. The good news is that I like Skies of Arcadia's battle system. And doing this like once a week, I think will be fine for keeping interest up in regards to the encounter rate. I love how clean this looks. The Dreamcast version has less polygons than the GameCube version, but the VG output is doing wonders for this. It looks so nice. The 5 of you? You seem to have miscounted. That's an entrance. That's a good entrance. Now let's go. Yeah, the combat system is really good. I do quite like the Moonstone system. It's a neat system that has a bunch of depth to it without being super complicated. And it leads to an interesting magic growth system. The dynamic music is like my favourite thing about this. I sound like a Midlands guy. I am from the northwest of England. Like, this game is probably what introduced me to the idea of a variable mix. And it became one of my favourite ideas in gaming, the way music would just change like that. I love it when it happens in boss fights. Which we'll probably see in the fight with Antonio.
Dispose of them.
Let me move the chat box up a little bit. That's probably better. But yeah, the GameCube version. Improvement in almost every way. The sound quality is somewhat reduced. Originally, I had thought that the music was compressed. Because this game is on 2 discs on Dreamcast, that's 2 GD-ROMs. But it's 1 mini DVD on GameCube, and I thought they'd just compressed it to fit it on the GameCube discs. It turns out that's not actually the case. It was a porting issue between the sound engine of the Dreamcast and the sound engine of the GameCube.
That's fun.
Alright, there's Sakura. Yeah, that opening sounded a little different to what I'm used to. My biggest concern with doing the Dreamcast version is that we're going to end up having to grind more at specific points because of the lower XP outputs of the Dreamcast version. I think back to my playthrough of Legends, I think I only ended up grinding at one location. I don't think I need to grind anywhere else. I think I was able to get through like all of the early game until I could get to this one location that's fantastic for grinding. And if we can do the same with this, and we just have the higher encounter rate, then that won't be so bad. In the GameCube version, we would have been at level 2, like, way before that. Okay. I look forward to getting Alpha Storm for Ica. I think we don't get the first Moonberry until after this ship. That's right, Clem. I do say Skies of Arcadia. Have you finished your Final Fantasy IX stream? Just finished. How did it go, Clem?
That wasn't so bad.
Yeah, the voices definitely sound less compressed. Think it went great? That's good. Good to hear. Camera is a little bit awkward compared to the GameCube version. And there's not a reset camera button. Unless it's on D-pad. Am I running with the D-pad or the analog stick? I don't actually remember. Okay, so both do the same thing. But the analog stick is actually full analog control. That's nice. That somewhat awkward period in gaming history when the analog stick and the D-pad did the exact same thing. It was just movement. That said, I don't know what you could replace the movement on the D-pad with in this.
Here goes.
Yeah, the voices are definitely clearer. So that's something I hadn't really considered before this. The higher encounter rate doesn't just mean encountering more enemies, it means we're going to be lower on health just in general in this game, because we'll be going through more fights. And that's something I'd be concerned about. Really, Vice? That's good work, Aika.
Is it over already?
I wonder, is it going to be necessary to grind for this first boss? It's like in Legends, by the time you get to Antonio, you're like level 4. Yes. What does it mean VMU icon? Oh yeah, I forgot Skies of Arcadia is 2 discs. Even though I said that it was 2 discs earlier. I wonder where the disc swap is. That was something that always caught me with Skies of Arcadia when I played it when I was way younger. Like, Skies of Arcadia is way longer than you think it'll be. Well, let's see how bad this goes. Level 2 on the first boss. And the first example that Alfonso is a complete dick. Arrogant without actually having any reason to justify the arrogance. Yeah, no, I'm of noble birth, cool. Means absolutely nothing. I'm honestly surprised that he actually manages to kill that vice captain. I always feel like the vice captain should fight him and then kick the shit out of him. What up? And the guy wasn't armed and Alfonso did have a sword. I never really get that idea. Like, Vice did just bring up a good point. He killed the captain who was... the vice captain who was unarmed and he had the sword out. I'm gonna give a little bit of a spoiler here. Like, really bear that in mind, this is a bit of a spoiler. But Alfonso is the only admiral you never fight in any regard. You never fight him in single combat, and you never fight him ship to ship. Here we go. So definitely use this first turn to heal.
Let's try this.
I feel like this entire playthrough is going to go terribly. Just based on how this is starting.
Here goes.
Not good. What is good is the fact that I got the, I thought I saw Alfonso in the background. There's Fina. What is good is that I got Sakri for both characters. I thought it was just Aika for a minute there. It's yellow. We only have green and red. Neither of them are positive against... Either of them are positive or negative against yellow.
Here goes.
Well, that's not good. His Vice just loves missing, it seems. Alright, let's see what Cutlass Fury can do.
Cutlass Fury!
I feel like I'm going to be doing a lot of grinding off screen for this game.
Moons, give me strength.
And when your health is above 50% and the boss's health is below 50%, then plays the triumphant music. And then when your health drops below 50% and it changes to the desperate music.
Moons, give me strength.
So tricky battle, but doable. But with a very real chance of death. It is really cool, and I do love it. Variable mix just adds such a flavour of... I'm going to say intensity to the battle system. That was a great death. Yeah, I love the music changes.
That was a close one.
There's the Moonbearer. And now we can put Ica, we can give Ica Alpha Storm, which will be great. Oh, that meets the eye. You know what? The Dreamcast music is quite nice. It's weird that Ica's smiling there. Remember one thing that I really did love about Skies of Arcadia when I was playing Legends was like there's a limited number of facial expressions the characters have, but all of them always conveyed exactly what they were supposed to, and it was really good. Really well handled. This place. Am I in Phantasy Star Online? I really wish Sega would re-release this game. They re-released Sonic Adventure so many times. They re-released Jet Set Radio so many times. And this game's only available on Dreamcast and GameCube. You know what? You've really got to give this game props for having a character under blankets. Yeah, a remaster would be fantastic. I don't want a sequel, I just want this game to be more easily accessible. Oh, look at that though, Fina is underneath the covers and then sits up and the covers fall down. In a fairly realistic way. I've seen PS4 games that have characters lay on top of the sheets because they just can't animate them that well. This is fantastic animation work. So that noise signifies that in a choice like that, I made the right option. In all of the choices like that, there is actually a right option to pick, which will boost your reputation. Ultimately, it's kind of a 100% thing that doesn't really matter. Alright, we'll be here when you get back, Clint. You take care of yourself. Blue Rogues. Blue Rogues for life. I do like that the game never really pushes Vice in one way or the other with Fina or Ica. And it never really gets caught up in any kind of love triangle, and I like that because it's a refreshing change of pace. Any other game would do that. So much in this game you can actually examine and get little individual pieces of dialogue for. It's really neat. The way I see it, if you want a dating sim, there are plenty of dating sims out there. There aren't a lot of really solid JRPGs of this caliber. Especially not these days. One day I really need to get around to playing Grandia. And then I can play Grandia 2. Like I've said before, there's just something about this era of JRPGs that's really appealing to me. Alright. I don't know, honestly. I don't really know a lot about Grandia or Grandia 2, story-wise or mechanics-wise. It was a golden age, it really was. Like the PS1, I would say a lot of people always romanticize the 16-bit era of JRPGs. I think like PS1 to PS2 was the true golden age. You always see a lot of stuff, especially with indie RPGs of like, yeah, no, we're trying to recapture and 16-bit RPGs, and we're inspired by a specific 16-bit RPG, usually Chrono Trigger. And it's like, if one or two do that, cool, but so many of them have done that. There was an RPG that was announced on Kickstarter recently that's intended to be a spiritual successor to Suikoden, which is super interesting. Are you inspired by Suikoden? That's a cool idea. Yeah, we'll be here when we get back to. Change the properties of your weapon. It's very important. Okay. And we're off. I forget if the Dreamcast version has discoveries. Yes, it does. There's the unnamed grave. I guess the GameCube version just added more then. It's going to be like at least 3 hours before we hit the first Sailors Guild, though. It's always weird to me that they introduced discoveries that early. Uh-oh. Oh yeah, I wanted to give Ike Alpha Storm. Well, that was appreciated. Just wasting my time. Yeah, got magic experience from it. Let me see. Super move. Alpha Storm. Let's go. I feel like the frame rate's chugging here. Like during the ship flight. Is anyone else noticing that, or is that just me? Okay, that's not helpful. So Morocco's maybe weak to red. Yeah, they're blue, so red. Uh-oh. Alpha Storm never does any damage to loopers. Not getting much damage out of anything on these guys.
Moons, give me strength.
Right, so it is green they're weak to. Okay. Noxie. Okay, now it's going faster. Does it have a variable frame rate during exploration? The animation's really nice though.
Hey,
Vice, if you're here, who's flying the ship? Ira Isle. There's a good track. This game's full of fantastic tracks. Really is. Who composed this game? And let's find out what else they've done. Skies of Arcadia. Two composers, Yutaka Minobe and Tatsuyuki Maeda. What do we have? Tatsuyuki Maeda composed music for Sonic 3 and Knuckles. No information on Yutaka Minobe though. Development went smoothly, attributed to the increased power and easier architecture of the Dreamcast in comparison to the Saturn. Understandable. The internal Sega development team Overworks consisted of development staff from Team Andromeda and from the Phantasy Star development teams. Producer Reiko Kodama had worked on Phantasy Star 1, 2 and 4 and the first two Sonic games on the Genesis, while scenario writer Shuntaro Tanaka had written stories for the first two Sakura Wars RPGs. Expectations were high as Team Andromeda's prior game, Panzer Dragoon Saga, had received critical acclaim, and the Dreamcast had few well-reviewed RPGs. team was made up of a staff of about 20 people. The team made conscious decisions to make entering buildings in individual towns seamless without loading, and to use an expressive anime art style to more clearly show facial expressions and emotions of characters, both of which they felt had been lacking from recent popular RPGs such as Final Fantasy VII and Final Fantasy VIII. Flying Battery Zone is a good pick. If you're going to pick any music from Sonic 3 and Knuckles, Flying Battery Zone is really good. Definitely save it. Dreamcast Skies of Arcadia also has a game for the VMU. One of those few Dreamcast games that actually used the VMU for the... Like, the VMU has buttons on it. And the idea was that you could have mini games on it. And very few games actually use that for anything. The Skies of Arcadia is one of those games. You can load a game into the VMU called Pinter's Quest, which I'm not going to do because the mini games you could load onto the VMU all took up a ton of space. The VMU's memory isn't particularly large, and on top of that, the battery life is also pretty crap. Now, what do we got? Alright, there we go. There's more information we can find when we get to another cutscene. Interesting development ideas. The money output is also less in this version. Like I say, it's just, aside from the music, Legends is the undeniable better version. And if anything, is so much more playable because of the increased rewards from battles. Okay. Similarly, while aforementioned games were focused on dark themes and complicated gameplay systems, Overworks strove to keep the game bright and cheerful with simple gameplay mechanics that focused on exploring a large game world. The game was released across two of Sega's proprietary GD-ROM discs to accommodate its size. Development began for the Sega Saturn with battles on land and on tops of trains. After production moved to the Dreamcast, the motif of travelling the skies was set, inspired by the Age of Discovery. At the time, Japanese role-playing games portrayed mostly darker worlds, but Overworks was more interested in creating an optimistic protagonist who explored the world. They took care to portray Aika and Fina, Vice's female friends, on equal footing with him rather than being saved by him. The historical architecture and ancient civilizations are attributed to team member Shuntaro Tanaka, who majored in history at university and conceptualized the world and scenario, inspiring the discovery aspect. I think that's pretty cool stuff. It is an interesting thing. Japanese Dreamcast release date was set for the 14th of September 2000, but was delayed to October 5th so the team could create a paid trial version for concurrent release. The release was promoted in Japan with posters and television commercials. During launch month and spanning 8 months total, the game also received an official manga in every issue of Magazine Z, supervised by the development team. The soundtrack was released on CD on the day of the game's release. I was not aware there was a manga. It's some interesting stuff. There's more about the localization, but we'll leave that for later.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, I hadn't heard anything about a manga.
Yes.
Yay!
Anyway. I'm gonna need some extra cash. Fortunately, I know where the treasure chests in the hideout are. There we go. 150 is not a lot of gold. I would like some kind of camera reset button. Hey, looking pretty short there, Luke. Okay. First things first, let's go and get that other chest. This playthrough isn't going to have me talking to everybody. We did that in the Legends playthrough that we did earlier this year. Moonberry. Can I give it to Ica yet? Yes, I can. Delta Shield will be way more useful than Counter-Strike. We're not specifically aiming to streamline the playthrough, but like, we spoke to everybody back when we did the Dreamcast version. We'll check out some cool stuff though, like this. Like, this is one of the few times in the game you get to see Ica with her hair down, which I think is really cool. I don't think it's Eternus, I think it's Eternum, specifically Eternum. The guaranteed hit instant death. But you are right. You're very right. That section in South Ocean is a nightmare. I don't think there's anything else specifically that I need. Not yet. But yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Eternum. I remember hating all of that section. And I was like, why do these enemies have the guaranteed hit instant kill this early in the game? Because it's like, if you play Legends, it's like probably under 10 hours into the game. The wind pushing you back, yeah. I don't think the wind actually does anything other than push you. Like, you'd think if you get caught in the whirlwinds, then that might do some kind of damage, and it doesn't. So that's nice. Alright, thanks for joining us, Octodon. You take care of yourself, buddy. Have yourself a good night. This is a good game. Beyond the Sky. This is a fair point, though. The game tone is generally a lot more optimistic than the big JRPGs of this time period, which is nice. And it's not like it doesn't have its dark moments and moments of despair. It's just that the tone is overall optimistic, and it was a nice change back in the day.
Huh?
Moonstones. Shrine Island. This game looks so good. Looking quite nice on the stream as well. Look at the transparency on Fina's hair. There we go, the rest that we needed. Also, uncommon thing, Vice is a JRPG protagonist with both of his parents alive. More uncommon thing, his parents actually have a place to sleep in their house. It's not just one bedroom where Vice sleeps. Thank you, Mother. I'll have to remember that because I feel like I'll need it. There we go, the purple moonstone. We now have 3 elements. So both Vice and Ica have Sacre. Pyre would be a good idea, and I do not remember what the ice spell is called. And let's save the game and head out. Was there a chest up here? Didn't get a chance to check last night. This game really does look nice. The Dreamcast had such a nice clean visual style, which I think was really helped by the VGA output. There it is. 3 soccer crystals, definitely worth it. Yeah, I think it was really helped by the VGA output, giving you the option of an actual 480p, a progressive scan. There are more games on Dreamcast that offer 480p output than there are on GameCube or PS2. So in general, while graphical quality might be lower on Dreamcast compared to both systems, often the visual clarity is just better. Alright, let's go. Wasn't sure if there was anything in the windmill. Magic droplets will be useful. Straight north. Moonberries. I should check how much cash I have. $155 gold. Alright, I'll need more if I'm going to upgrade our weapons. But we did upgrade our armor, so that's something. Alright, heading north. There it is, Shrine Island. Hmm. They're white, which indicates silver. But loopers are basically the metal slimes of this game. If you can kill them, they'll offer you a bunch of experience for it. The hard part is actually landing the hit before they run away.
Huh, that was easy.
So nothing for Skies of Arcadia. Surprised at that. If I remember rightly, the only thing that's particularly effective against silver is silver. Hmm. Not monsters. Alright, do the save. How did monsters get into the abandoned ruins is probably the question that needs to be answered. When the abandoned ruins are on an island, an uninhabited island in the middle of the sky. Welcome back, Teague. That's actually some good looking pouring water. Monster Uber. Hmm. Hmm. Use the doors as trains. Alright, let's go. Shrine Island's a pretty straightforward dungeon. You basically just run in a straight line, there's not really any side paths to be concerned about. You know, considering gaining less experience per battle is a big concern here, I would appreciate it if the first battle we're thrown into here was not with loopers. Well, that game does nothing. Anyway. Yeah, Shrine Island is a good first dungeon. It's simple, there's no real complications to it. Okay. Let's make some progress. I never understood what the torches are about. They only light once you've lowered the shrine. And there's a bunch on each level. If you light them all, you don't get anything. I don't really get what it's about. Nice. Nice. Less nice. Oh boy.
That was easy.
Yeah, you light all of the torches and you don't get anything. But lighting all of the torches isn't something you'll do if you're just going straight forward. Like that one over there that we're looking at right now. You have to go out your way to light that one. Yeah, these big fish things. Purple. So I want red. Don't. Okay. Well, at least you dodged the last one. I don't appreciate them all just targeting her like that.
Back off! Alpha Storm!
Should have used it on the other thing. I know I should have. Realised the mistake when I pressed the button. Nice. Heal up.
Moons, give me strength!
Of course it's guarding. Nice.
Here goes!
That seems like better damage. Is water weak to ice? I don't remember.
That wasn't so bad.
Nice, level up. I feel like this game is working out harder than Legends, just from how much we've had to heal so far in the game. Okay, what do we got? See how this idea goes. Hopefully everything will move into position for what I want to do. That's probably about as good as that's gonna get. It's not bad. And then Vice finishes the big guy off. I can appreciate that.
Here goes.
That wasn't so bad.
Okay. And push the button and get out of the way. That's a lot of pressure. Where does this one take me? Right, this will be that chest I saw a minute ago. There we go. Moonberry. Counter strike. Not super useful. Not even useful at all, actually. I've never found it worthwhile. Do it really just to move on with Vice's super moves. I think the third one was Rain of Swords. Okay. Silver.
Here goes.
That's not good. Well, at least she woke up. That's definitely one thing I appreciate about Skies of Arcadia. It's like, oh, is a character asleep? Something just hit them? Well, now they're awake again. I appreciate it. It always bothers me with RPGs. They're like, yeah, no, your character's been put to sleep, and now people are just kicking the shit out of them, and they're not waking up. It always feels really dumb. Yeah, we got 2. Should have gone with the other snake. Uh-huh. Cool. So... no, that wouldn't work.
Moons, give me strength.
Give me strength. Of course it'd be guarding. God damn.
Back off. Alpha Star.
Okay. Do some good damage to the Seeker. Nice. That's better than I expected.
That was a close one.
Crystali. Alright. Make a move. Imagine how horrifying it'd have to be walking on stuff like this with no rail guards or anything. And it's like, oh yeah, no, you fall off, that's death. It's not even a case of you'll fall forever, it's a case of you'll fall into deep sky where the pressure will crush you. Sakras. Like, that'd be terrifying. You'd think there'd be more rail guards everywhere. Okay, nothing there. And the save point. Okay. Let's see how bad the boss fight's gonna be. Once I get this done though, there's not another boss fight on foot until the arena, the Colosseum. Alright, here we go. Nothing worth setting... Nothing we can set up at the minute, actually, thinking about it. It is silver. I think green might have been better for that than purple. At some point I'll need to pull up that reference guide I had for elemental alignments. That's not good. Probably the most awkward thing about Skies of Arcadia is how long it takes before they start giving you revival items. If Ica or Vice go down here, we've got a problem because we have no way of reviving them.
Moons, give me strength.
Well, yeah, but you never really expect to come across an ancient artifact from a lost civilization, do you?
Here goes.
Yeah, I think just JRPG-wise, it's weird how long it takes before the game gives you a decent revival item. Maybe a little too Dragon Quest-y like that. It's like Dragon Quest also has the problem of... Oh shit. Of like no reliable revival capability. Okay.
Moons, give me strength.
Like, honestly, chances at revival always irritates me. Damn, already? Well, that's not great. Hey, why you bite me? How you doing, buddy?
Moons, give me strength.
It's like the whole issue in South Ocean of the enemies that can do the guaranteed hit instant kill spell. And it comes at a time way before you've got any way of reviving characters reliably. Like, the shops aren't selling the guaranteed revival items yet. Come on, don't hit Vice.
Can't give.
Am I just going to end up switching over to the GameCube version next time just for the simplicity of it? Like, Vice is dead now. We've got no way of reviving him. Huge problem.
Let's try this. Here goes.
Hmm.
Back off. Here goes. Let's try this.
Oh boy. The position of the characters in this battle just ended up being a problem with how the robot was able to hit both Vice and Ica while aiming at Vice. It's the same problem Final Fantasy XIII had, in the positioning being important to specific attacks, but you also have no control over your character's positioning.
Now a storm! Here goes.
If we come back next week with Legends, how much simpler is all of this going to end up being?
Not lose consciousness.
Hmm. I think Alpha Storm's doing about as much as Cutlass Fury was. Might as well focus on that.
Here goes.
There we go, that's what I'm after. Silver is neither strong nor weak against anything except yellow. He's weak to yellow and resists itself. Hmm. Ah, boy. This is going to turn into a Discus situation. Use a crystal so I can still do Alpha Storm.
Back off.
Can't give up.
Here goes.
Yeah. This version does look really nice, thanks to the VGA output, but the increased XP outputs of Legends really do help. XP and gold. just cuts down on the grinding. It was always interesting to me that they made a completely new logo for Legends. Like Skies of Arcadia Legends has an entirely different logo. It's not just the Skies of Arcadia logo with Legends stapled onto it. It's entirely new. But yeah, this creates concern that I was hoping wouldn't come in till way later. But it seems like grinding is necessary already. Which is awkward. That's a bad first impression for a game. Even if we end up quitting this and doing Legends instead for the rest of the series, I want to at least take this boss out. Alright, and... No, this is purple, I need red, is what am I thinking? Oh boy. Yeah, I didn't expect this to end up being a problem until way later in the game. Well, at least Vice still hit the right target. Okay. I hope everybody's appreciating the music, though. It's always been a kind of a question of mine, like, the Dreamcast version has, like superior music to Legends. Superior music to Legends, undeniably. But Legends still has a fantastic soundtrack. And then when Chansum started streaming Legends recently, I looked into it. Some trivia to talk about. And like there was a whole thing on it. Let me see if I can find it. That's not good. Da, 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 da. Nice one, buddy. Let me see. New features for Legends. Changes to the swashbuckler rating system, which adds new ranks, and the highest rank has different conditions. Let's heal Ica. Yeah, it is this one. Encounter rate. Random encounters occur less frequently and load considerably faster than the Dreamcast version. I thought the loading was slower. I didn't know specifically about loading it slower, but the music comes in later for the battles. I could hear that. XP offered per battle is adjusted to compensate. Presentation. Graphically, the game sports mild improvements to character models, most noticeably adding individual fingers to the designs. The modifier volume shadows and, weirdly enough, pinpoint mip mapping from the original release are still present. You're never gonna let that Piastol thing go, are you, Teak?
Is it over already?
Due to a less accurate Z buffer, 24-bit integer instead of 32-bit floating of the power VR. There we go. Polygons that are really close to one another may clip and tear into one another. This can be seen on some doors and door frames when you exit a building, as it clips where the door and frame meet. Try it on Dine's house at ground level of Pirate Isle. Which way? This way. Nope, this way. Drachma's excavation arm is one of the most visible examples of this, as its coloured moonstone in the centre clips and tears very badly with the rest of the weapon's model as camera's perspective on Drachma moves in battle. I'll have to remember that to see if we can show it off.
Yeah.
I think the real issue with adding Piastol as a playable character, Teak, is the way the party works in this game in general. The party is always intended to be Vice, Ica, Fina, and then the fourth character may as well be a guest. The lateness in which you would acquire Piastol would make her almost entirely pointless. Especially since the rest of the game always has the fourth slot, like say presented as a guest character who comes and goes, according to the plot. It would be neat, but I understand why it would never happen. But here's the real meat. Musically, a major cause of the sparse sound isn't disk space, as tight a fit as it was, but not porting the music properly to the GameCube hardware. It originally used the Cybersound Wavetable synth sound engine for music playback, but when they were porting it as Legends... Oh, accessory. When they were porting it as Legends, they ended up using the MuseX audio engine. Many of the effects applied by Cybersound at playtime and Dreamcast version are missing or badly simulated on Legends, resulting in instruments that tail off to silence unnaturally and other weird oddities like slightly off-pitch instruments at times. Many tracks have incorrect volumes, resulting in quiet drums and buried secondary instruments, amongst other issues. Which is interesting when you read that, and it is more or less a condemnation of Legends soundtrack. But Legends soundtrack still sounds really good. Which, you know, you could take as a testament to the quality of just the soundtrack to begin with. Yeah, you get to a point in the game where you're free to choose your fourth member. But also, with the way a lot of that works, you'd probably end up like Cloud in Final Fantasy Tactics, or X in Mega Man X7. Cool idea, not worth using because of being behind with everything. Or like recently when we were doing Digital Devil Saga 2 and we got Argilla and Heat back, and they were not useful to us because they were too far behind. Right, there we go. So we're going to have to do something that I did not expect to have to do here. We're going to head back to Pirate Isle with the money we've gotten and buy some more upgrades. And the idea that this has become necessary so early in the game is incredibly off-putting. Anyway. Both down. Like, honestly, as nice as the idea of Piastor being playable is, and I understand where your idea of her being intended to be playable comes from, it's a reasonable suspicion.
Is it over already?
I just don't think she would fit in with the dynamics of the party construction. Considering this game's supposed to have like a legendarily high encounter rate, I don't think it's been that bad so far, which has been kind of a problem because we need the experience. Alright, how much do we have? 1,300. Let's go take care of business. Alright, where's the pole? There it is. It's always kind of weird in this game that you can climb the poles as well. Anyway, let's buy more of the equipment. And leather crescent. Increases will. Defense is a good idea. I always think this game has an interesting dynamic with its item systems. Often in games, I'm hesitant to use items, often in RPGs, I'm hesitant to use items over magic. But like, you go into the menu, like Vice has 4 MP, Ica has 6. And each spell costs 1 MP, and a specific amount of SP on top of that. And so you end up with a case of your MP is kind of at a premium, and the usable items are usually really cheap. Like there, 500 hit points, 20 gold apiece. Crazy. So I think the game really does want you to be using items over healing magic. And sleep up here, or rest up here. Never turn down a free heal. Hell, I've gone pretty far on my way before for a free heal. If it's free, why not? Anyway, let's go. You know, I wonder how far you could get with this boat before the game forces you back. Like, could you get to Sailor's Island with this? I can't think of any reason why you couldn't. Everything beyond that has a story reason to be locked off. Sailor's Island doesn't. So that could be an interesting thought. I also love that each weapon has a unique design. Like, since we got the new weapons, both Vice and Ica now have different weapons. That's nice, I like that. Damn.
That was easy.
Now let's head back in, and hopefully with the new equipment we'll be capable of taking on that robot boss. Hopefully. Maybe you should have a point reward for choosing a Tales game to play. Within reason. But we can't do something like Tales of Rebirth, because that was never released in English and doesn't have a translation. And I'm really not going to do Zillia 2. But a point reward for a Tales game could be neat. Tales game of the Redeemer's choosing. Yeah, pretty neat. Alright. One thing that is kind of interesting to consider with Skies of Arcadia is the way the SP system works. And how you gain more SP per turn the more characters are in your party. And so your entire battle strategy can change significantly when one character leaves. Because now you're not getting as much SP per turn, so you're not going to be able to pull off a super strong attack immediately anymore. Nice.
That's fun.
Any more details on Legends, the bounty system, new discoveries, and Piastol, of course. Yeah. We do switch over to Legends. Really should do all of the Piastol quest this time. I mean, last time we got all the not all discoveries. I don't think we got all the discoveries. We got all the crew members, which was really neat. Like, I feel like if we're gonna go with Legends over this version, then we're gonna really have to justify it. And make up for not doing the original, probably by doing stuff like the Piastol quest and the Moonfish quest. Possibly the discoveries. Definitely all the bounties, but I think I did all the bounties to begin with. I'd have to check. I think I did all the bounties. Some of those, it's just a matter of knowing when not to fight them. Like Chanson was, Chanson ran into Rupi Larso in Maramba, which is the second bounty on the list. And is available way too early, I think. Because you were gonna die in that fight, and Chanson did die. He gave it an honest shot, and god damn, we didn't level up in all of that. He gave it a bunch of honest shots, and just couldn't come out on top. And I think the game does make that available to you way too early. Of course, there's also the concern of the bounties level scale with you, so they never get easy. Damn. And of course, Cutlass Fury doesn't miss. Anyway, might as well save again since we're right next to it. Yeah, so far, not really been noticing the increased encounter rate. Just been noticing that it's not giving me as much experience or gold. Will this go better this time? Yeah. I mean, visually it should look better. They do have the improved polygon counts on the character models, but the clarity will be weaker because the GameCube output isn't as good as the Dreamcast. But gameplay-wise, like, this boss is tricky in GameCube version. Again, just because you don't have a revival option yet. They're both in different positions than were last time, but they're still too close together.
Here goes.
Like, this boss is tricky, but I don't think it's that bad in Legends. Yeah, I want to at least take this guy out.
Let's try this.
Well, it's a good thing I used the Sacred Crystal there. I think we're definitely doing better damage per attack now. I think it really was a case of equipment. Which is crazy, because the only major difference, like, we've got the accessories that improve defense. Like, we just changed to a new weapon each, and that's it. That's how the new sword looks, in case you were wondering.
Let's try this.
Yeah, maybe I'm just out of touch with Legends, which seems like a weird thought. But it really doesn't feel like the encounter rate is that much higher here. That's ridiculous that that hit Vice.
Let's try this.
Going way better this time, yeah. So this is going to end up being like when we did Wind Waker and then switched over to Wind Waker HD afterwards.
Back off.
Come on, finish it. Yeah. Fine. Oh, jeez, I just killed Vice.
That was fun.
Buying all the Sakura crystals probably really helped too. Maybe I'll continue this in my spare time. That'd be an interesting thought. That reminds me, I wanted to do some off-screen grinding for DDS2. Does it ever bother anyone else that this moonstone has no purpose after this?
Yeah!
Like, you get the raw moonstone, and it sits in your inventory forever doing nothing. Remember the first time I played it, I always thought that it would turn out to be like the thing that we needed to save the world at some point. Or like was just incredibly necessary. It would turn out to be like, oh yeah, no, it's really lucky we had this at some point, and it never does. It really only exists to get Ica and Vice off the island while this happens. Which makes it the very definition of a MacGuffin. Yeah, visual clarity is fantastic. The only way you're going to get close to this on the GameCube version is going to be through emulation. And then with that, you might as well just increase the resolution to begin with. That's an interesting take there. It immediately establishes Galcian as a very pragmatic man who is also incredibly ruthless. Showing respect for Dyne's leadership capabilities and expecting them not to put up any resistance because they would know that they're outmatched and it would just put others in danger. But just in case the situation arises, yeah, no, kill them all. And leave the bodies to rot in the sun. It's a really strong character introduction. Shrine Island is haunted. But yeah, as cool as the original Skies of Arcadia on Dreamcast is, especially with the music being better, overall it seems like it would just be an exercise in tedium compared to Legends.
That was fun.
One of the better RPGs on the system from everything that I've heard. And if Legends didn't exist, well worth playing. But since it does, Like, you're better off just playing Legends, and that's what we're going to end up doing next week. What time is it? Yeah, not a super long stream, but I am ready to call it. Let's check Ica's house, though. Can we actually get in there? Oh, they've blocked off the entrance. Yay. Does this guy die? I don't remember. Welcome back, Clem. Yeah, does that guy die? Let me look this up. I don't have the wiki open anymore. Skies of Arcadia wiki. Bane the Lockout. Let's see. One of the few men not to be taken by Valua for execution, the others being Matthew and Zach. Matthew, who is asleep in one of the barracks, and Zach, who is the weapons merchant. An NPC that looks like Ben can be seen in the background of the Nasrad Bazaar area. Whether or not it is Ben is indeterminable. Yeah, it's going, Clem. We've pretty much decided at this point that we're gonna call this game and do Legends next week, the GameCube version. Largely just because of the tedium of the extra grind that'll be required. However, to compensate for it, we're going to be doing like almost everything. I think in Legends, the added side quests that were done, the Piastol quest, the Moonfish quest, which means I should have a list of the Moonfish locations ready. Yeah. All of the bounties. And it's really just the discoveries that I'm unsure about. But it's been nice to check this out. And like, it looks really clean. I love it. Makes me wonder about the state of other RPGs on Dreamcast. Like, you think of other RPGs on the Dreamcast, And a lot of people's first thought will be Grandia 2, which is generally... The state of the game, I'm not sure of. I've heard it's pretty good, and very little beyond that. The main thing I know about Grandia 2 is that the Dreamcast version is the best version, because the PS2 version has a lot of issues. It was a terrible port. And from what I've heard, the HD Anniversary Edition that was released on PC and is now on Switch as well, it might be on PS4, is better than the PS2 version, but still not quite as good as the Dreamcast version. Well, you have her handcuffed. Why would she expect that you would be somebody good to work with? Yeah, going through Legends again should be good, and doing it like as much as that should be neat. Yeah, well, I think we're going to call it here. Not a super long stream, and I am pretty tired. So let's go get a place to look out at. Because Skies of Arcadia has some really nice backgrounds. That's quite nice. So yeah, that's going to do it for Skies of Arcadia. We will be back next week, Saturday, 8 PM Greenwich Mean Time GMT, with Skies of Arcadia Legends on GameCube. I'm going to try and finagle some stuff to make it look nicer, so that it can at least maybe try and visually match up to this. But stream-wise, we'll be back tomorrow, 8 PM Greenwich Mean Time GMT, with Final Fantasy VII. Where our friend Climothy will be joining me to render comments on Final Fantasy VII. Clinton. I don't have the hardware to emulate GameCube, unfortunately, Teague. If I did, that would be fantastic. Like, yeah, no, sure, I'll display Skies of Arcadia Legends at 1080p. That'd be fantastic. I'd be totally up for that. I don't have the hardware for it, unfortunately. So yeah, I'm going to try and finagle some stuff, try and work it out. I would like a retro tank at some point. That'll have to wait, though. Like, the line double and then that should be nice. That's stuff for the future. As it is, stream looks as good as it needs to. Just everything beyond that is bonuses. Yeah, back tomorrow, 8 PM Greenwich Mean Time, with another redeemed game. That'll be Final Fantasy VII on PlayStation. We'll be playing the retranslation mod that completely retranslates the game to try and spice things up a little bit for the replay. And I'll be joined by Clim, who you can see there. Clim, give yourself a shout out. I don't really want to do it right now. I wish I could emulate GameCube. That'd be fantastic. As Clim is currently playing his way through Final Fantasy IX, if you want to check him out, he's a cool dude. We'll be playing Final Fantasy VII with him tomorrow, and of course Monday is the return of Mecha's Multiplayer Mondays. I might call it that, Mecha's Multiplayer Mondays, where Clem and I are still going through Gears of War 1. I think after that we might go for Resident Evil 5, I'm not sure. I think RE5 would be a nice breakup from Halo and Gears. That'll be a lot of fun, there's a bunch of fun we can have with that, but we'll consider that when we get around to it. And Tuesday, the return of Digital Devil Saga 2, which I'm hoping to finish at some point this week. And then get into Final Fantasy 13. In the time since we hit 150 followers, we have actually grown a bunch more. We're currently at 158. So if we keep up like this, we may end up hitting the 200 follower goal before we actually even start Final Fantasy 13. Which would be funny, but also it would mean after I do 13 I would have to jump immediately into 15. So, I start 13 soon. But yeah, I want to finish Digital Devil Saga before we start that. We're close to the end. We are very close to the end. We just need to get past some bullshit. Yeah, let's throw a couple of shout-outs. There's Teak. Teak's cool. Check him out. And Chansum is currently playing Tales of the Abyss, doing his speedrun, which has gone longer than he expected. But he seems to be enjoying it. Tales of the Abyss speedrun. Speedrun RPGs is a crazy idea, but he's doing it. Yeah, once again, Skies of Arcadia next week, that'll be Legends, which we'll be jumping into with the intent of doing the entire game, plus bounties, plus Piastol. The entire Piastol quest. And the Moonfish stuff. Tomorrow is Final Fantasy 7 with Clem. Monday is Gears of War with Clem. Tuesday is Digital Devil Saga 2. And I want to do some off-screen grinding for that. I think I am going to start doing off-screen grinding, specifically for that, because the amount of grinding I have in mind is excessive. It's like, if you remember when we were grinding for the Seraph's fight against the 4 Archangels, and that was, I think, 10 hours of grinding on stream. And that took up like 2.5 streams, I think. I want to do that kind of grinding again, but do it off stream so it doesn't take up like 3 streams. But anyway, I want to give a big special thank you to everybody who joined the stream. Thank you so much. I always really appreciate the support. Thank you to everybody who joined the chat. Octodon, Clem, Teak, thank you for keeping me company, everybody. I always really appreciate it. Chat is the best part of the stream. And, of course, a super big special thank you to Bane, one of our moderators, the original moderator, who redeemed this game. And we will continue with Skies of Arcadia Legends next week, just to cut down the tedium, but again, as an apology for not doing the original, we're going to do, like, almost everything in Legends. We didn't do everything in Legends the first time, we're going to really push it this time. So I hope that'll somewhat make up for it. Yes. But with that, I want to thank everybody for watching. Check out some of these people who shouted out, they're cool people. And have yourselves a fantastic time of day, and take care. Catch you next time, guys. Bye.